Hey everybody. So seeing as how the local upholstery shop wanted over $2 a foot plus material, which would have been $3.50 a foot, something like that, to make the windlays for the 51, I figure I'll make it myself. So what I'm doing, so I bought the fabric, cut it in 3.5-inch strips. I'll spray it with spray adhesive, put the bead in it, and fold it over, and then I'll run it through the sewing machine. I think that's just going to make it a little easier on myself. So, let's see what we got going here. So I got 3 strips laid out here. The material is 60 inches wide, so I needed about 110 inches. So I just took 2 strips, sewed them together, and spray them with adhesive. Mind you, I'm using spray adhesive that's for headliner. It's way better than that Super 77 stuff. I think that looks pretty good. Cool. Okay, so got the headliner out, lay it out here. First thing to do is to pull these rods out. And it's really important you put them back in the same spot they were in. Of course, they're rusted, not want to slide. Okay, so I'll have to cut them. One thing about doing any kind of auto upholstery, you can't survive without a bunch of single-edge razor blades. They come in handy for everything. Except getting them out of a little wrapper. There we go. And each one of them has a different end. This is the driver's side, it's got a little clip. And there's a little metal clip that goes on this side and runs it with a screw. So, now I've got to number all these, mark center. I think I'll give each one a little sand job too, so it smooths out, not so rough. Yeah, that's good enough. And from everything I hear, it's helpful to make a mark in the center. Yeah, right on 48. Right on 24. Right there. That way when you run it through the new, whatever I think you call these listings, little loop, you can find it. You can feel the tape in there. Okay, number one. When you have all the rods out, numbered, then it's time to take this apart and use it all the patterns. A lot of miscellaneous seams. There's a seam and a lot of pieces. And see, this is all marked center too. All these are marked center. So first thing I'll do is I'll number all these. Same way, front to rear. And 9. Then you go along and cut the seams very carefully because you're going to use these as a pattern. Well, that's a sit-down job there. I'll spare you the I'll spare you the agony of having to watch that. Now, when you're buying your material, this material is 62 wide, and they sell by the yard 3 foot. Now, the back panel is almost 8 foot wide, so it has to come. You gotta bear in mind when you're buying the material, the back panel and the back around the back window has to come out of the material not this way because it won't work. It has to come out of it the long way. So I'm taking 8'6" off of here, and I'll take that piece off, that I'll panel it here and take them out the long way. Then you got to remember, you can't turn it. Otherwise, when you cut the panels, you can't take it and turn it like this to save material because that'll show. Because material has a grain. So keep that in mind. Now here you want to take all the time it takes, lay this stuff out, be real careful to make sure it's flat, copy the original as best you can. And I found the best way to keep things put is to weight them down. Need some more heavy crap. Boxes of screws, whatever you have. Now you should be able to draw out half of it, and the two halves should match. That looks pretty close. All right. I'm working on the back side, obviously. Let's go all the way around it. pieces like that where it's gone. Now this, where the staples are, you want to leave it long. This is all stapled up to the headliner. So this I'm going to all leave long. Mark this out where to cut it, but it's not where it hems. So it's about 3/8 of a hem. So instead of going along here and marking 3/8 with a ruler or something like that, I'll just take a, whatever, here you got a Sawzall blade, and I'll just take the thought out of it. And that's where the hem goes. A little easier. You're not constantly trying to read the tape measure. Now, one more thing, there's another one where the hoops sews in here. Now this is not a seam. This is just, the hoop is just sewn in here. So that's 5 inches. 5 inches, yeah, from here to there. So I came up with a way of doing that. I think I'm done with that one. Instead of trying to measure it, you got a pair of calipers and a Sharpie. Okay, all it's got to do is work. Now this is cut. This is hem. This is whatever you want to call it. This is hem. And that's cut. Fortunately, this headliner fabric, or I'm not actually using headliner fabric, I'm using just a light upholstery cloth. But even doubled over, it's light enough that a standard household sewing machine can do it. So I don't have to deal with the old dinosaur in the garage. I'm just using a, I think, Tech 90 thread with a 18 gauge needle. It's working out fine. Now what I did is I went ahead and sewed all these seams together, and with what's left I made my own lasting for the wire to go through. So I just stitched that up real quick with some light thread. Then I'm stitching this over the top of the hem, above the hem. Plus this machine has reverse, which the old dinosaur in the garage does not, which helps a lot. Well, check it out. Got her all sewed up. It's actually a lot of work. These are all my lists for the wire. These are all the little pieces of thread it left everywhere. Made a mess out of it. But next thing is to get it installed. That's next. Thanks for watching.